if you were given the lamp of Aladdin and you had three wishes, what would be your three wishes? The small petty crimes are committed sometimes, most of the times, due to either habit or through a need. So I want to help them find entrepreneurship and make a good living for themselves and take advantage of the beautiful AI and the internet we have by working around the planet.
My wish for myself is to remember those who have taught me great knowledge and wisdom, such as yourself, Sir Rehan Allahwala. I've received from this journey the incredible passion and persistency that these students have. They are very well spoken, they are professional, they are reserved and are able to emulate their questions and concerns effectively.
Hi everyone, I am here today with Andrea. Andrea is a wonderful young lady who has been talking to a lot of our students in Rehan School, and I was just wondering, how did that all happen? How was his experience and everything related to that? But before that, I would love Andrea to introduce herself. Let me know and everyone know who she is, what's she all about, and what does she do for life.
Yes. Hello, everyone. Assalamu alaikum. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. My name is Andrea Mason, your global voice, alumna of Les Brown, and the creator and innovator of Press Play. Well, it started when the world changed. It was just amazing. I had been connected with Muhammad Iqbar Shaki, and he introduced me to Rehan Allahwala and the academy and students of the passion and drive that these students thrive on to become upcoming entrepreneurs, dreamers, and businessmen and women. And it had started in 2020, and the journey has been amazing thus far and continues to keep on going.
So, Andrea, introduce yourself. Who are you? What do you do for a living?
Yes. So my name is Andrea Mason. I'm a personal accountability coach as well as a solutions resolution specialist where I help individuals achieve their becoming their authentic self. I'm a coach, a speaker, an international best-selling author, as well as obtaining degrees in social work and psychology. Back to you.
So, if you were given the lamp of Aladdin and you had three wishes, what would be your three wishes?
Amazing question. My three wishes, if I was given the lamp of Aladdin, would be one, for individuals to realize that they are unique, authentic, and special in their own way. Number two, that human beings understand and have patience with one another, patience with their own lives, patience with the ability to understand that life is working for them, not to them. Finally, number three is to act with unconditional love. Everybody understands what that means, that we are all different, but globally traveling on this virtual planet on every continent, I've understand that people want to have unconditional love, understood, and respected. And that's what my wishes would be. Back to you.
Seems like all the wishes are for everybody else. What are your wishes for yourself?
For myself is to leave a legacy of a lifetime that anything that you've gone through, you can achieve and help others achieve it too. For myself, living a life of authenticity, integrity, to be remembered as a woman of who speaks her word, who shows up and never gives up. Number two, that I always act with integrity, that my wish is for people to understand that they have the ability within themselves to find themselves to be successful. Number three, my wish for myself is to remember those who have taught me great knowledge and wisdom, such as yourself, Sir Rehan Allahwala, as well as many others, that I'm here for a purpose. I'm grateful and I'm here with a mission. Back to you.
What do you think your purpose is?
I believe my purpose is to be the best version of myself, to share through my trials and tribulations, to have people now no longer be a victim. My purpose is to bring out that vulnerability, that insecurity, and that fear in individuals, to let them learn that they are special and they are needed in this world, regardless of what they've gone through.
Okay, thank you. So you have talked to, I don't even know how many students of our school. Do you have a count?
I believe it's probably over 100 now, from all different ages, as young as 10 years old to young adults in their 30s, even some who have pursued your academy and now are vice principals as well as global leaders. So I've had a myriad of interviews with several of your students.
Well, before the school we made, the high school, I was always, I was always suggesting that people should actually interact and try to interview other people. Well, it wasn't a school, but now since it's a school and they're required every day and they agree to do this every day, so they have to do one podcast every day. Like that's 200 podcasts a year per student. And
Right.
now we have 300 students, so that's 600 episodes every single day.
Yeah.
That's a lot of podcasts, a lot of content, a lot of connection building happening already. And for sure, I would like it to extend. I would like you to tell us what did you get out of giving these 50 hours or more, probably 100 hours to these students. What did you get out of this journey?
Yes, I've received from this journey the incredible passion and persistency that these students have. They are very well spoken, they are professional, they are reserved and are able to emulate their questions and concerns effectively. This is very admirable to someone from the States because I this is just a living testimony with the limited resources, but the passion drive to be successful. This is something that I truly believe Americans can adopt, because as Americans, we have different resources and we have a little bit more flexibility and time, but our students view it as work. Whereas the blessed, amazing connections I've made with your students, it goes beyond the interview. It has been, some of these students have been my mentees. Some of these students, I work and walk beside them upon their journey and coach them. And so, what you have constructed both prior to the high school and to the high school and universities is that passion of constantly learning. Socrates says, all I know is I know nothing. And your legacy upon these students has emulated that, that they are constantly driven to learn more about not only individuals within their community, but globally. And that's very admirable. And I commend you for that.
So if somebody, a friend of yours asks, that's a very long answer, but if somebody says, point me one line or three things, what are the one line or three things you got out of it? I want to do this, but what exactly would I get out of this? Tell me three things, little things.
Yes. Three things that they will get out of this is credibility, visibility, and confidence. In order to walk into a room, whether it's a role of a family member or a job, you must have confidence. And with confidence comes credibility with the people you surround yourself, as well as visibility. You are the best known or seen. Back to you.
Well, I just want to thank you for really spending so many hours with these students. I would encourage your friends and whoever you can gather to connect with these students. They can be elderly community people. They could be people who have retired. They have time on their hand. They have wisdom. They want to share this with the world. Who want to learn technology because these students are really good at with technology and they can actually educate you. So yeah, that's something which I want to thank you. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer also.
Absolutely. And I just would love to ask you, what inspired you to take on this leadership role?
I don't think I had anything better to do. So one of the time, 14, 15 years ago, a coach of mine asked, "What's your mission in life?" I said, "I have none." And she said, "Well, if God calls you, what would you ask for?" So I answered, just to get her off my shoulder, okay, I'd like to end poverty from the world. So for 14, 15 years, I've been on that journey. I've stopped working 14, 15 years. I try to live as frugally as possible and spend what I have on construction ecosystems, which can then grow and bring abundance on the planet and also peace and harmony on the planet. Because if you don't have food, if you don't have accommodation, if you don't have energy, it's kind of hard for people to be ethical. And sometimes you have everything, you're still not ethical, but still, majority of the people um, you know, the small petty crimes are committed sometimes, most of the times, due to either habit or through a need. So I want to help them find entrepreneurship and make a good living for themselves and take advantage of the beautiful AI and the internet we have by working around the planet. Um, and that's why we made the school, and now the school is a very interesting place which we have done. We start taking the students at fifth grade. You could be any age, but you still enroll into fifth grade. Then you are immersed into a lot of AI, computers, smartphones, a lot of yoga, meditation, and then in sixth, by the time you're sixth grade, you have to do 2 to 4 internships for free for people around the world so that they can guide you, they can mentor you, they can make you to work. And then after that, you start earning at least $100 a month in sixth grade. And then in seventh grade, you have to do $200 a month, and eighth grade, you have to make $500 a month, which is 5x the per capita income of the country of Pakistan.
Wow.
And then from sixth grade, seventh grade, eighth grade, they also have to do a podcast on a purpose. So we give them a purpose of life, and the purpose has to help at least 1 million people. And it has to be a problem which is being faced by at least 10 million human beings. So the way they learn that is they have to watch a TED talk on a subject. Say you want to raise consciousness. So they will watch a video, a TED talk about consciousness every day. Then they will make a video of understanding what they learned from that TED talk. And then they will contact the person who gave the TED talk and ask them for a podcast. So in 3 years' time, they will end up doing around 600 podcasts with the world leaders in consciousness, and they will know everyone who's out there, or majority of the people who are out there working on that subject. And these students then become the catalyst connectors of that change because they know everyone in that space. So they would say, "Hey, Andrea, let me introduce you to this person," or "I'm going to meet Tony Robbins. Would you like to come along?" Or something like that could happen through these connections. And then in ninth grade, we helped them start a startup with their network, and they should be able to exit that startup, sell that startup, or make at least $1 million before they graduate high school. So that's kind of a moonshot which we have. Um, it's an ambition. I don't know if it'll work, but that's something which we're trying to do.
Excellent. You have a great direction and focused, which aligns with your mission and message. If there was one sentence that you would leave for your students and Americans and those globally, what would that one message be?
I think we live in an amazing time for humanity, and we live in a time of abundance. We have abundance of information, abundance of resources, abundance of everything. In the last 120 years, humanity has grown into this amazing, amazing creature which they couldn't have imagined themselves. So we should instead of, but unfortunately, our mindset is still not in abundance. We are still living in the mindset of people might steal from us or take from us. That is why humans still spend $2,200 billion a year, every year, on arms,
Mm,
trying to protect our ideology from another country. Why do you need an army? You need an army that, I am a bully, and if you don't listen to my ideas, if you try to impose your ideas on my ideas, I'll shoot you.
mm,
So I think we should spend majority of that money that, it took only $5 billion to set up Starlink. And we
yeah.
imagine we spend $2,200 billion a year on ARM. So what if we launched a Starlink which gave internet for free to everyone, which required that you had to talk to a stranger from an enemy country every day for half an hour. You get free internet if you just do that. Some things like that can actually disrupt the whole way we live. We have
Mm-hmm.
phenomenal technologies, but we don't use them because we are scared as human beings of other human beings. Oh, he or she looks different, or he's a she. He's from that race, he's from that race, he's from this race. He has more, he has less, or she has more, she has less. So we are living in they and us, and I think we all need to become one as we live on this spaceship Earth. And uh, I think it's an emergency which humanity needs to impose on ourselves, just like after the war, World War II.
Yeah.
Before, just like Einstein says that I don't know how the weapons of World War III look like, but I do know how the weapons of World War IV will look like. That'll look like stone and stones, and that's it.
Mm.
We will destroy ourselves if we don't try to collaborate better.
Absolutely. And that's what I'm doing every day. I'm reaching out to every continent, speaking with people, gaining knowledge and wisdom and understanding their culture so I can help them with the resources that I have available, affiliates or networks. So I truly believe in the message that you're saying, and the mission that I believe is rise and unite, not conquer or divide. Because in the reality of things, as you know, if I know, traveling this globe virtually, for me at least, I've learned that we are more alike than society and the world portrays us, And once we grasp hold of that, that we're all people of humanity in that mindset, we will be in a better place. And as far as technology, it's in the hands of the beholder, if you will, to use it for right as opposed to not. Absolutely. So, yes, so I appreciate your time, Rehan Allahwala. Thank you so much. And it's an honor, privilege, and pleasure to work with your students as well as carry out your legacy that you've started. Thank you so much for this time.
Thank you, Andrew.